final tale in this series manages to celebrate both life and death. The beautiful San Bernard River flows 120 miles near New Ulm, Texas, to the Gulf of Mexico. As the river crosses between Sweeney and Brazoria, the river begins to flow silently as ospreys snatch fish out of the water and herons dart across the sky. Though majestic in its appearance, the waters of the San Bernard River is notorious for its stories of ghosts, murders, shipwrecks, and slave trading. One evening, as the moon shined bright on the San Bernard, a recently widowed man named Douglas paddled his way down the calm waters. An urn containing the ashes of his wife Anne sat in the canoe in front of him alongside his old fiddle. Under the same moon and river for which they met, Douglas planned on a simple ceremony in remembrance of his sweet wife. He would spread her ashes in the river and play their favorite tune on his fiddle. As Douglas reached a spot on the river he was content with, he looked up into the night sky, admired the stars, smiled back up at the moon, and whispered his goodbyes as the ashes of his wife drifted and faded into the river. Pleased, Douglas lifted his fiddle to his chest. It was at that moment that an old fiddle tune, one that Douglas recognized as commemorating some ancient battle, began to strike up from across the river. Suddenly, a cloud of mist formed, and out of that mist popped a pair of legs in white trousers, dancing across the water. The legs built up into the rigid form of a skeleton, dressed in a fine tailcoat, playing the fiddle passionately. The fiddler of the San Bernard played joyfully, dancing and skipping towards Douglas. Taken aback, the old man looked on in terror. Was this a sign of his old age? Was this a sign?
What in tarnation?
The ghostly fiddler stopped in front of Douglas's boat and bowed. Douglas nodded in return, and at the same moment that the fiddler raised his instrument, Douglas raised his. And together, on the San Bernard, the man and the apparition played together. They celebrated life and death. They celebrated together. Well, those were some fantastic stories, weren't they? I hope you enjoyed them. I hope it gave you something to do this October. And I hope when everything goes back to normal, you can swing on by and see us here at the Freeport Historical Museum Visitor Center. Now, you'll find the staff here, but me, I'll be around. Bloopers. Our third story is about, and our final tale for the Haunting Tales Master Over. Our third story in the series is our first story is based out of, let's do it again. In our third story in this series, it poop. Must be that season. How do you do, folks? My name is Brazos Buck, and I'm your host for a series of haunting, hair-raising, spine-tingling, breath on the back of your neck tales. Must be October. Howdy, folks. My name is Brazos Buck, and I'm your host for a series of haunting, hair-raising, spine-tingling, air on the back of your neck, you can nest me. Must be that season. How do you do, folks? My name is... Our final tale. Must be spooky season. How do you do, folks? My name is Brazos Buck, and I'm your host for a series of haunting, hair-raising, spine-tingling, breath on the back of your neck. What is that? Stories out of Brazoria County and the coastline here in the illustrious state of Texas. Now, for those of you at home, be sure to follow us here